Fruit Monster! Life's sweet, eat it up! www.fruitmonster.com.
Welcome to FruitMonster.com! Hey guys, it's me Nick the Fruit Monster, and I'm here with Wiggly, my little orangutan mascot. Save the orangutan! Google that, figure out what's happening to it. It's bad stuff. Help save him, okay? Anyway, on to my main point. My main point today is to talk about the FruitMonster Ideal. Okay, so the FruitMonster Ideal represents moving closer and closer and closer to being a fruit monster, to being one of these guys, okay? A fruit monster is somebody who bases their diet on produce, mostly fruits and leafy greens, okay? And whenever they can, they make smoothies and juices and have good old fruit monstering sessions, eating lots of produce, because that's the healthy way that your body was meant and evolved along an extensive period of time to operate and thrive upon, okay? And that's what FruitMonster.com is about. It's about eating that way. But sometimes we also talk about the idea that you have to eat like an orangutan. And when orangutans can't find the food that they love, fruits, they'll eat other things like leaves and vines and ants and bark and roots and stuff like that. So sometimes, as a fruit monster, if you go out in the world, go to a conference, go to a friend's house, things like that, you might eat things that aren't necessarily fruits and leafy greens, okay? And that's fine. But the Fruit Monster Ideal and that whole idea of eating like an orangutan is also something that I want people to feel like they can just be kind of using as an ideal, just that, something they shoot for, something they're moving towards, something that they think is the place they'd like to be someday. And you don't have to be there right now, okay? So the whole fruitarian, frugivore, fruit monster type idea, the raw food, produce-based diet is pretty much the healthiest way to live. And that's an awesome thing to do. Okay, but not everybody's going to be ready for that. Not everybody's going to be able to eat that way or understand how to do it or even want to or feel full or good when they do it, okay? It takes a while to get there. It took me a number of years to figure out that that's the best way to eat and the way that I love to eat. So it's kind of a progression where the fruit monster is the ideal. And somebody who's close to that might be somebody who's getting into a raw food diet. And they might still be eating a lot of fats, eating a lot of nuts, but at the same time learning how to eat an enzyme-rich raw food diet, which is great. And that's moving towards the Fruit Monster Ideal. Well, the Fruit Monster Ideal will have a lot less fat, still the raw food-based idea is pretty close to that. Okay? And then there's, people a little bit further away from that who are just experimenting with maybe just the vegan phase, where they're trying to cut animal products out of their diet, which, again, is a really healthy thing to do. We all need to eat less animal products in our diet, okay? And I'm not here to hate on farmers, hate on, people milking cows for us or picking out chicken eggs and things like that. Those things can be incorporated into a diet in a healthy manner, but not the way we mass produce them now and not in the ways that we eat them now, because animal products are usually in the things that are bad for you. So moving towards a vegan diet can really put some amazing health impacts into your life that are extremely positive. So that's another step towards the Fruit Monster Ideal, that vegan step. But for some people, that might still be a little bit unreasonable or seem a little bit strange or foreign to them and might seem a little too far away from where they are right now. Those people might be ready to do maybe just vegetarian type eating, where they cut back significantly or completely on their meat intake, which is another really great step, because eating a good amount of meat, or any meat at all actually, isn't necessarily that great for you, okay? I know there's people that will contest that, but there's lots of research that's coming out that suggests that more and more animal proteins aren't necessarily even needed to be healthy, okay? But there's something that we can survive on in a case when we need to eat them. So if, when old groups of people, when they were evolving, lived in cold regions, then maybe they needed to hunt animals during the winter and stuff like that, okay? And again, that traces back to the eat like an orangutan idea. So anyway, vegetarianism is another step towards that direction, and it's a great one. It's good for the environment, it's great for your health, and it's good for just sustainability in all sorts of ways with soils and water and nitrogen, the nitrogen cycle and all that types of stuff. You can Google some of those words and you'll figure out more what I mean, and I'll explain it in other videos too. But vegetarianism, another step in the right direction. And even then, there might be some people who aren't ready to completely cut meat out of their diet, and they might still be thinking about it, but they're not quite there yet. They understand the health impacts that having, eating less meat can result in, all positive, and also the global scale of the problems we have in the world and how much they're intimately connected with us eating too much meat. Three meals a day, including meat, or 2 meals a day eating meat, it's just insane. It's not good. It's not sustainable. It's part of what's killing our planet. It's a big driver of climate change and all sorts of other problems. These people might be inclined to start adopting a flexitarian diet, which means that you just eat less meat, that you're not afraid to eat a meal that's vegetarian, or you're not afraid to just cut down meat to the level where meat is a treat and you eat it once or twice a week. Or maybe even the people who hunt their own deer or something in overpopulated areas, like back in Ohio where I'm from. That's all understandable. And that's another step in the right direction. And if you look at that process, it's almost something that as you move further and further towards the FruitMonster Ideal, you're just going to find spots where you naturally sink into that are comfortable at different phases in your life. And there's also a natural progression that moves you more closer and closer to the FruitMonster Ideal, because the more you move towards that ideal and the more you move along that chain of events, the healthier you feel, the better you're being for this planet, the more energy you'll have, the more vitality you have. It's an amazing process, but it's something that happens gradually. It happened gradually for me, and it's going to happen gradually for you. And I just want you to know that me, the Fruit Monster, I don't have any bad feelings for people who are at any particular point in their own personal journey, because that's exactly what it is, a personal journey. All I'd like to do is just encourage you to continue to move it towards a more sustainable, healthy diet that is, using the FruitMonster lifestyle as an ideal, that whole eat like an orangutan concept. So I just wanted to convey that to everybody out there to clear up any misconceptions you might have about how the FruitMonster feels about eating meat or eating animal products. As long as you're moving in a healthier direction, a direction that's better for the planet, FruitMonster's happy. And that's what FruitMonster.com is all about. Eating a more locally based, healthier, better for the planet diet all the time. Ain't that right, Wiggly?
Oh yeah! Eat like an orangutan, baby! Woo!
Fruit Monster.